I want to ask you a question, and I don't want you to answer it quickly. I want you to feel it. If you disappeared tomorrow, how many people would notice by next week? Not because they love you, not because they care about you, but because they actually need you. That question haunted me after I turned 70. But here's the thing, I first felt it coming when I was 58, sitting in my corner office at Meridian Corp. 30 years of my life. People waiting for my decisions. My phone ringing nonstop. And I remember looking at the calendar and thinking, in 3 years, none of this will exist. And neither will I, not physically, but the version of me that matters to this world. I was right. The day I retired, nobody took anything from me. Not my money, not my health, not my reputation. What disappeared was far more dangerous. The feeling that I mattered. One moment, my phone rang all day. The next, entire afternoons passed in silence. No meetings, no deadlines, no one asking for help. Just silence. The kind of silence that forces a person to meet themselves. They call these the golden years. I call them something else. I call them the cliff. Because one day you're standing on solid ground, and the next, the life that gave you identity simply ends. But I'm going to tell you what I found on the other side of that fall. And it wasn't what I expected. It was better. If you're between 55 and 75, or you love someone who is, stay with me. Because what I discovered at the bottom of the cliff changed everything I thought I knew about growing old. Do you remember your desk? I mean, really remember it. I had a cubicle 4B, third floor, window on the left. Not the skyline, just the parking lot. And I spent 17 years of my life inside those four walls. I knew every inch of it. Which drawer stuck in winter, where I kept the good pens, that if I angled my chair just slightly to the right, my back wouldn't hurt by 3 p.m. I was competent there. I was needed there. And for 17 years, I never once had to ask myself the question that was quietly waiting for me at the end of it all. Who am I when nobody is watching? Who am I when there is no meeting, no deadline, no problem that requires me? I knew how to navigate a spreadsheet with my eyes half closed. But sitting alone in a quiet house on a Tuesday morning, with nowhere to be and no one waiting on me, I realized I had absolutely no idea how to navigate myself. That is the wound nobody talks about. Here is what I believe now, after living through it. What happens at 70 is not just aging, it is what I call professional death. And I do not mean that harshly. I mean it honestly. For 4 decades, your identity was attached to something external. You were the provider, the expert, the one people called when things fell apart. Your name meant something in a room, and then one day, it doesn't. Not because you changed, but because the room changed. A new room was built, and they didn't save you a chair. I remember, my friend Lisa called me about 3 months after I retired, and she said something that hit me like cold water. She said, "You're the same person who used to make the whole department nervous before a presentation, and now you don't even have a presentation." She wasn't being cruel. She was holding up a mirror, and what I saw in that mirror, for the first time, without the suit, without the title, without the performance of professional life, was a man who had spent 40 years being someone and had never once learned how to just be. The transition from executive to human being, from manager to just a person in a quiet house, is, without exaggeration, one of the hardest psychological shifts a person can face. But here is what makes it even harder. Nobody gives it a name. When a young person loses a job, there are systems, counselors, entire industries built around helping them rebuild. But when we step off the cliff at 70, The world smiles and says, "Congratulations, you've earned your rest." As if rest is a substitute for purpose. As if sitting still is the same as being at peace. It is not. And the loneliness that follows. And I promise you, if you are in this stage, you already know exactly what I mean. It is not the loneliness of being alone. It is the loneliness of not recognizing the person in your own mirror. So what did I do? And more importantly, what can you do? Here is the most important thing I can tell you, and please hear me on this. Do not try to solve this with grand gestures. Do not sign up for 5 new clubs by Monday. Do not force deep reconnection with every old colleague. Do not pressure yourself to find a brand new purpose by next week. That is too heavy, too fast. And when it doesn't work, and it won't, the fall feels even worse than the first one. Start light, almost embarrassingly light. Talk to the cashier at the grocery store. Not a long conversation, just a real one. Ask how their morning is going, and mean it. Ask your neighbor for help with something small, not because you need the help, but because asking keeps you tethered to this world. It says, I am still here. I still exist in relation to other people. And this one, I want you to hold on to this one specifically. Press your feet into the ground, literally, right now if you want. Feel the floor beneath you. Feel the weight of your body in this chair, in this room, on this earth. Because what the cliff steals from us, more than anything else, is our presence. We start living in the past, replaying who we used to be. Or we drift into fear of the future. What is diminishing? What is ending? What is coming? And this moment, this quiet, ordinary, alive moment, passes right by us. Presence is not meditation. It is not a philosophy. It is simply the decision to be here, fully, in your own life. We have been sold a lie about this stage of life. The lie is that what we need at 70 is to stay sharp, brain puzzles, memory games, keep the mind busy. That is not what we need. What we need, what I needed, is to be present, to stop auditing our past, to stop fearing our future, and to simply return to ourselves. So here is your 3-step walk into the sunlight. Simple, real. Starting today. Step 1. Every morning, before your phone, before the news, sit for just 2 minutes. Feel your breath. Press your feet into the floor. Say to yourself, I am still here. This day is still mine. Step 2. Connect with one person today. Not deeply, not heavily, just humanly. A smile, a question, a small acknowledgement. Let the world know you are still in it, because you are. Step 3. Do one thing today that is entirely, completely yours. Not for your children, not for your schedule. Something that, when you are doing it, makes time feel slower, sweeter, worth staying inside of. That is not retirement. That is reclamation. You did not survive 70 years. Through everything this world asked of you, to disappear quietly into a house. Lisa's mirror showed me a man without a title. But it also showed me something she didn't intend. It showed me a man who was finally free to find out who he actually was. The cliff was never the end. It was just where the trail got quiet enough for you to hear yourself again. Start there.